Hey guys, welcome back for another book talk. We're going to be talking about this book right here today, The Art of Racing in the Rain by Garth Stein. Now, this book was released in 2008, and it spent 156 weeks on the New York Times bestseller list. 156 weeks, that is an incredibly high number for a book, and it speaks to how successful this book was and still is. It was recently made into a movie, I believe in 2017 or 18. So if you like the book, then I definitely encourage you to check out the movie. Um, what what is this book like and what makes it so popular? Well, first of all, this thing is a tearjerker. Get your Kleenex out because this book is guaranteed to take you on an emotional roller coaster. The protagonist in the story is a dog. His name is Enzo, and he is the faithful sidekick or companion to a guy named Denny, who works at a car dealership. Works at a BMW dealership in Seattle, but he has dreams and aspirations of doing more with driving. He likes to race cars and work on cars, and he wants to be a race car driver. And he's specifically really skilled at racing in the rain, and that's kind of part of the backstory. Um, so Denny has a daughter named Zoe from a previous marriage. I won't go into what happens with the marriage, but to suffice it to say that Denny and Zoe are left alone after that marriage ends. And what happens is the parents of Denny's uh, former wife challenge Denny for custody of the daughter Zoe. And that plays a major role in the story as Denny tries to fight through the challenges that that custody battle presents for him, all the while trying to forge a career for himself that involves racing. At one point, he has to give up racing, and so all of that kind of ties into the story's arc. Enzo's relationship with Denny is the typical man's best friend kind of relationship. He sees Denny as this kind of heroic figure dealing with life's ups and downs, and he's just a steady presence. Racing in the rain requires commitment to staying the course. If you get scared, you kind of pull back on the throttle a little bit. That's when things get unstable, and you can kind of veer off course and crash. So that is kind of behind the title, is that Denny is steadfast during some really difficult times that he faces, and his dog admires him for it. I'm going to read you a little passage. Now, the story actually begins at the very end of Enzo's life. So it's kind of one of those books that starts at the end, if that makes sense. And this gives you a sense of how emotional this book can get. All right. So Denny's just walked in the house, and Enzo is trying to get up and go see him, but he's kind of running out of steam in his old age. "Take it easy, kid," he says, pressing down on my chest to calm me. "I've got you." He lifts me easily. He cradles me, and I can smell the day on him. I can smell everything he's done. His work, the auto shop where he stands behind the counter all day. He makes nice with the customers who yell at him because their BMWs don't work right and it costs too much to fix them. And that makes me mad. So they have to yell at someone. I can smell his lunch. He went to the Indian buffet he likes, all you can eat. It's cheap, and sometimes he takes a container with him and steals extra portions of the tandoori chicken and yellow rice and has it for dinner too. I can smell beer. He stops somewhere, the Mexican restaurant up the hill. I can smell the tortilla chips on his breath. Now it makes sense. Usually I'm excellent at keeping track of time, but I wasn't paying attention because of my emotional thoughts. He places me gently in the tub and turns on the handheld shower thing and says, "Easy, Enz." He says, "Sorry I was late. I should have come straight home, but the guys from work insisted. I told Craig I was quitting and I didn't want him to feel bad about this. I wanted him to see the obvious, that it's okay for him to let me go." It's tearjerker, a beautiful book about life and surviving tough times. Wonderful book, 10 out of 10.